Welcome back to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as we are on our way to our goal of 300 subscribers. And today I want to take this video and wish everyone a happy New Year's. Hopefully this year's a lot better than what we just went through in 2020 there. And so let's get on this video as the hockey writers put out a article. They've interviewed Dave Tippett and basically said we did make some big changes, adding the likes of Slater Cuckoo, Tyson Barrie, adding depth to our centers and Kyle Turris and our forwards in general with Puljujärvi and Cahoon. Now, they also went into detail and said, well, there's some areas that didn't change. And they're talking about our goaltending situation, which it's not really a situation. If you look at all the numbers from last season, Mike Smith and Mikko Koskinen were pretty decent goalies. Like, yeah, they weren't .950 save percentage goalies, which is hard to come by in the NHL as it is. But the way they played, they stuck in there. There was some, own goals. There were some mishaps, especially in that LA game when Mike Smith turned the puck over at the start of the season. Just the jitters. And they really played decent. Like, there was no complaining about them. One more year of Mike Smith, and I believe it's 1 or 2 more years of Koskinen. We don't know what's going to happen with our goalies next year, but we're focused on this year. And that was to make depth on the team, and we signed a lot of guys, which could turn out to be on the roster for next season if, things don't work out with Shujar Kara or Alex Jason. Now, I'll read what the question is, read a little bit what they said, then I'll read what Tippett says, and I'll give my opinion. I'm not an expert at this, but I have opinions. We all do, and I see it in the comments all the time. So it says, how will the Oilers improve 5-on-5? In 2019-20, the Oilers gave up 154 goals even strength. That was the 6th worst in the NHL, and the teams below, with the exception of Toronto was worse than us, were lottery teams. Tippett said that the team did not get enough 5-on-5 scoring from the 3rd and 4th lines. That needs to improve, and one of the reasons the Oilers added more depth was they believe the players they added can produce offense. Tippett said the bottom 6 did a hell of a job on the penalty kill, but we have to have more puck play from the group, adding more forwards help. Now, I agree with Tippett. Shujar Kara he's a fantastic penalty killer, don't get me wrong. Josh Archibald, Riley Sheehan last season were phenomenal. But, like Tippett said, we didn't get enough scoring in. If you think about it, too, that, Sheehan scored 8, Archibald had around that number. They were scoring, but it was in double-digit goals. Like, Benson sparked that line a little bit. Tyler Ennis, when we acquired him, sparked that line. James Neal, most of his goals came on the power play, to be honest. So, the third line wasn't really, scoring for us. Like, they had probably between all 5 of the players I just said, they probably had about 30 goals. That's without Neal's power play goals. And then the 4th line just sucked. Kara, Jason, they couldn't get anything done. Power play, yeah, but you can't rely on your power play if the refs don't give penalties. So I agree with Tippett. Adding Cahoon and Turris and Puljujärvi will help with the scoring on the 3rd and 4th lines. Now, how will the goaltending rotation work for the Edmonton Oilers? The team added Anton Forsberg as a 3rd string option, which isn't bad. He'll probably be on the new taxi squad. And Tippett says it's such a condensed thing with so many back-to-backs. The Edmonton Oilers have 11 this season. We're using both guys. We went 2-2-2, each goalie alternating 2 games last season. But I don't know if we'll do that this year. We may even need our 3rd guy in Anton Forsberg. That was a very good job by our management to secure a guy like that. He's played in the NHL before. So Tippett's kind of hinting like, yeah, you know what? Anton Forsberg might be playing some games for the Edmonton Oilers this year. It could, possibly. Fatigue on Mike Smith. He is 35 plus. Koskinen might get fatigued with so many games in a row and stuff. That Forsberg might have to come in, and I believe with the likes of Barrie and Cuckoo as, a seventh defenseman for Cuckoo, they will help with that, make Forsberg kind of. I think our D is better than it was last year for sure. And, we did lose Clefbaum for 9-10 games last season. Competition for jobs at forward. The Oilers added a number of forwards, and there are too many, and not all of them will make the opening night roster. Tippett was asked who gets squeezed out, and was there an effort to create competition for jobs with names like Tyler Benson, Devin Shore, and Alan Quinn as potential names that could be on the Oilers taxi squad. Tippett said he's happy management added more forwards. He said, we need to have more skill in our bottom six. He added the Oilers will likely have to use a number of these forwards, and that there will likely be days someone isn't happy they aren't playing, but that's just how it goes. It will go this season. He said it will be up to Ken Holland as to how many forwards the team carries to start the year, and if anyone goes on waivers. So, adding a PTO like Devin Shore to our forward group, proven NHL fourth line, third line player, he could put the puck in the net. If you haven't checked our video about the PTOs, we discussed everything about Devin Shore, and he can score. He's not going to be that, half a point per game player, but, if we need 10 goals this season from one guy on our third line, he could do that. If we need 10 other goals from the other guys, he can put that assist on those guys' goals. And, I believe Devin Shore might get a contract depending on what they do. And, who goes on waivers? Does that mean, if Devin Shore outshines Jujhar Khaira, is Jujhar Khaira going on waivers? That is the tough question. And then the next question is Kyle Turris a good two-way center? Tippett was asked if Turris can be a good two-way option behind Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Tippett thinks so, saying Turris understands the little parts of the game that are very important. He can also be a top offensive player when called upon. When Ottawa went to the semifinals, Turris was a key two-way player for the team, and when Tippett had Turris in the World Championships, he was the go-to face-off guy on the right side. He was given that responsibility over names like Mark Scheifele, Nathan MacKinnon, and Nazem Kadri. Tippett is also extremely pleased that Turris gives the Oilers a right-handed shot at center now. He said, gives us a different look. We talked about that in the offseason, and that was one of our goals, to get a right-handed shot center. I believe Turris signing was a good deal for the Edmonton Oilers. It brings in a true centerman, better than Riley Sheahan, for actually just about cheaper than what we signed Sheahan, and it works for the Edmonton Oilers. Now, and last question, how does Barrie change the Oilers' power play? With Oscar Clefbaum out and Tyson Barrie in, are the Oilers at all considered that they won't be able to repeat this season's power play success from last season? They were the top team in the NHL in that regards. Tippett says that Barrie coming in as a right-handed shot changes the look and feel of the power play a little, but Barrie loves to shoot, and the Oilers will encourage him to shoot the puck whenever he gets the chance. Tippett said Barrie is really creative, looking forward to see how he messes with the other guys. And that's it. I believe Tyson Barrie will help the Edmonton Oilers power play even more than Clefbaum. And that's because, now you got a guy that's a right-handed shot. Clefbaum's a left. We had too many left-handed shots on the Edmonton Oilers power play. It still worked because we got guys like Nuge, Dry, and McDavid on that power play with Neil, and, Yamamoto and stuff, it still worked for the Edmonton Oilers. But adding that righty shot means, who knows what McDavid's going to do on the sideboards. Is he going to come in and shoot like we've seen? Is he going to pass it off to Barrie for a one-timer? Is, Nugent Hopkins going to walk in from the other sideboards or pass across to McDavid or Draisaitl? It opens up a lot more than what we had last year, and I believe our power play can be better than last year. So let me know what you guys think in the comments about Tippett's answers. I can't wait. The training camp opened today. We are only 10 days from watching our Oilers on the ice again. Seems like it's been forever. But that is all. I hope you guys have a good day. I'll catch you guys on the next one.